He has no idea.
Yeah.
Listen,
Frozen, baby.
oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know Frozen?
Hey, you're lucky. I was about to say, what is that? Country song? Is that?
Yeah, country. Do I look like I listen to country?
No, absolutely every day.
Yes.
What?
Absolutely. Well, I mean, did you ever see the video I sent you of all the cowboy boots? That was for you, man.
No, I never saw that.
Oh man.
No. What's wrong with cowboy boots? You don't like them?
No, I know you're a collector of them. I thought I was looking at your collection.
That's not the question he asked you. You don't like him?
No, you don't like cowboy boots?
Hey, for all the fans out there, yeah, I love cowboy boots, man. Got a collection of them.
Do you?
I can't believe you don't like cowboy
boots. I have a collection of them.
I'm trying to see if it's gone live or anything. I don't see it.
It is. I just came up.
Okay, good.
So yep. YouTube, yeah. Let me get on the book of the face.
The book
of the face.
What? Well, yeah. We have a lot we could talk about.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, that's what was missing.
Yeah, you missed that, huh?
Yeah.
Sing it.
I love this breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, break it down.
Well, I tapped to turn it down on my side. It's so loud.
Wow, it's perfect sound on our side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is now.
Yeah, bump it up.
Bump it up. No. Yeah, leave it right here. Otherwise, I can't hear anything but the music.
Feels like I'm in a jazz cafe.
Yes.
A jazz cafe. Yeah. You got. Oh, there it goes.
What are we talking about tonight?
You got a cafe of jazz?
Cafe of. Yeah. That was good. What?
Hey, what are we talking about tonight, guys? I never got the show notes.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah,
we're going on tonight? Oh, man.
It's Wednesday night.
I didn't know.
It's
that's what I thought. I didn't know we were going on tonight.
Yeah. Hey, you guys podcasting tonight?
It's Wednesday.
Yeah,
is that tonight? Yeah, like 5 minutes. Oh, man.
Man,
I can't. I didn't know it was tonight. You guys should have told me.
Hey, listen, we've been doing this for so long. We got so many of those jokes, man. So many of those jokes.
I don't know what we should talk about first. I mean, not our podcast stuff, but do we have anything? Do you have?
Oh yes, I do. I do have something. Yes. Real quick here. So nothing crazy, but because of tonight, what we're talking about tonight, I figured we should have something in the meantime. So I picked up one of these.
Oh,
nice. Did you pick me up one?
Nice.
Yes, they only had one, so I'll give you this one.
Okay, send it over.
So hey, checks in the mail.
So many of those.
but yeah, it's pretty cool. And one thing that really stood out as I squeezed through them was
Gene.
Hey Gene.
Look.
Right through the jar.
See, right in the jar. See, you saw that? The coin went right in there.
Oh, I totally missed it, but I do see it. I see the ping pong.
Everybody who makes a comment, you get a little think inside the coin, and then we draw a winner.
Yep. And then when we draw the winner, you'll get a prize.
Look at that.
Oh, right. Oh, there's Rob.
Hey, I think, you know what? Let me join.
For everyone. Nickels. Put nickels in the jar. Whatever it goes in there every time, or no, just the first time. Just the one.
Yeah, just
hey, make more comments.
Jets. Oh, here you go.
Let's go Jets.
Yeah,
he's probably excited about his acquisition as well.
Aaron Rodgers acquisition.
We're blending podcasts today.
Hey, need I not remind you that Joe Montana once played for the Chiefs?
Oh no!
You didn't even remember that, do you?
Yes.
Hey, did you remember that Brett Favre also played for the Jets? No.
That I did not remember that, Rob. But that was they quizzed me, and I was like, he played.
Welcome everybody to the podcast. We're just waiting to get going here. Just talking a little fun stuff, sports, health. Tech. What are we talking about? Star Wars,
anything and everything.
Yeah, we're talking about a little jar here. So you see this little jar on the screen. So if you make a comment, evidently you get your name put in a jar to win something. I don't even know what you're going to win, but it's there. For you to win something.
Oh, Rob will make a comment about what you win.
Yes. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Wow. Look behind curtain number 1. Mike, explain the hat.
Oh, podcast for sci-fi. This is the first hat we had made.
This was the first hat.
Yes, this was.
And then Magic Mike didn't make any more, and that was it. I never got one. Game God never got one.
He told me they didn't make my size. That's why I never got one.
Yeah, they don't make Game God size. Ask Moose how he got his Moose hat, and we didn't get one. I'm curious about that.
That hat. Oh, that was.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for
waiting for that too. Don't worry.
It only took him like 6 comments before he made it in there.
Let's see what happens if we draw a winner. What happens? Okay, I just want to see it. Let's see what happens.
Hey, he's a winner.
Hey, people are gonna think this is rigged. He always wins.
There was only 2 entries. Gene had a 50-50 shot at winning, and again, we don't even know what you win. All right, we're starting over. This is the game. You might win. There
we go.
Okay. Every time you reset it, they get put back into the
yeah. So we can reset it, and that way, if you make a comment, your coin goes in, and you can win something.
Listen, I don't like Jean's odds, man. She lost the last one. You know, it's like,
well, if you draw it now, she should be pretty good.
Yeah, I think she got good odds now. Put all the money on.
Let's say all the money on Jean.
Yeah,
congratulations,
gonna win.
Gene.
I knew it.
All right, we'll try again. All right, we reset. We do have, we have giveaways and things. The problem is that, you've got to, I don't know what the problem is, actually. I really don't. But we do have giveaway stuff. But anyway.
Hey, we just got to take that coin out and get rid of it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and reset it again.
It's rigged.
Get rid of that coin.
You can't win if you.
Hey, all of us need to put a comment in.
Oh, Dylan, you can't. If you work for the podcast, you cannot win.
Hey, I don't see the banner in the bottom pop up though, and that's
it's there. Don't worry. It's
there. You go.
Now let's do wins now. Let's just find out who the winner is. Let's see.
It's rigged.
This is rigged. This is rigged.
Rob's the guy who wins everything but gets nothing.
No, that's not right.
Genie in the bottle.
Genie in the bottle.
That's funny. That is funny.
Yep.
Oh, well, we want to talk about some cool stuff tonight. What did Magic Mike? Did you have any show and tell? No,
I do not. No,
you don't. Okay.
No, it's the hat. That's what it was. Rob already brought it up. It's the hat.
Oh, here he is trying to put himself into. Look, he's even trying to get this. Look, he's been what a joke. This guy. What else? What else do we have to talk about before we actually start podcasting? Anything good?
No, that was it. My book was there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm waiting for mine. So yeah.
Oh,
me too.
I didn't want to open it too much because I want to increase your.
I'm waiting for my book and my lightsaber.
Oh, your lightsaber! I sent it already. Did you check?
Nice try.
You better track it.
You better give me the tracking number. I'll check it.
I did send it.
No, you didn't.
You lost that now.
Why don't you go ahead and comment on that? Go ahead. Go ahead. Put the tracking number in the comment. Go ahead.
1Z.
No.
All right, hold on. Here's coming.
Don't worry. Let's see if we can get the podcast. Oh, the podcast gets in there. Look at that. Just because.
Oh, I think we got a shot. We should have a pretty good chance. Probably Rob anyway if you do it again.
One more time, just for fun. All right, here we go. Can we have a drum roll? Do I have a drum roll?
You should have the drum roll.
Nope.
That's not a drum roll.
Oh. Let's see.
Yep, that's not drum roll.
Oh, that's not drum rolls.
Hey, he got a whole bunch of lines. You don't know what button.
Nope.
That's not.
Nope.
That's a drum roll. That's a drum roll. That's close enough.
That's close enough. Here it is. Ready?
Oh, podcast wins.
Yeah. Hey, when the podcast wins, we all
win.
We all win. There we go.
Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, we do have I don't know if you guys know on the podcast. See, if you go back and listen to podcast, you'll go on, you'll see 384 up there, and it evidently something happened during transfer. You can't hear it. It just goes not quite like that, but something to that effect.
Hey, how'd it go again?
It's just imagine like Borg sounds, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Borg sounds. Why would you bring that up?
It's kind of what it sounds like.
Oh, okay. I got you.
All right. I can't wait to podcast. All right. Let's talk about this.
Hey, use your shortcuts.
Are you ready? No, I'm not using. I should use my shortcuts. Wait, hold on. Let me try it. Oh, I did it. Nice. Here we go. Should have been doing this for years. Oh, goodness gracious, if you guys only knew. All right, here we go. The Mandalorian season 3 is over. The finale has happened. Picard season 3 is over. The finale has happened. All that to talk about. Plus the Flash new trailer, Witcher teaser. Oh, and whatever else comes up.
According to Wikipedia, a nerd is a person seen as overly intellectual, obsessive, introverted, or lacking social skills. Many so-called nerds are described as being shy, quirky, pedantic, and unattractive. We're here to prove Wikipedia right.
Oh, look who they let in.
This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. If it's fantasy, sci-fi, gaming, movies, interviews, we're talking about it. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, and here's your host, Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike.
Welcome to Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Episode number 387.
Whoa.
With a full gang here, and we have a lot to talk about. You like Star Wars, you like Star Trek, well, this is where East meets West, so we're going to talk about it.
Hey, I want to say I love the shortcuts. I love it.
I love it.
It's so smooth. It's so smooth. You don't even notice it. I'm like, okay, I'm live.
Yeah.
The light went on for me.
Oh, we're playing around with technology here. This is fun. We got a little jar going here. Picking a winner. I don't know what they're gonna win, but we'll play around and see what we can find. I'm sure I have something around here. Yeah,
sounds like fun.
I mean, we could go with an easy bottle. It has a Podcast for Sci-Fi sticker on it.
Okay,
cool.
Okay.
Aluminum
cup,
or aluminum cup, or we could go with the old. How about this?
The genie in the bottle.
Genie in the bottle,
or a pre-worn original Podcast for Sci-Fi hat.
Pre-worn, lightly used.
Gently used, or you can hit the grand finale and you get one of these bad boys.
Oh, or you could come in live.
Put it together for you.
Also get a bottle of water.
Oh, that's Pepsi.
Very nice.
Flavored. Anyway, thanks for listening on your favorite podcast app. We appreciate it, guys. We're going to talk about some Star Wars, Star Trek, DC, and yes, maybe even The Witcher. Oh, that's good. That's a John. Is that a JB? That's a JB.
That's JB. That's right.
Yeah. John Boy Myers.
Rob says slightly sweaty cap.
Slightly.
Yeah. Well, it is a white hat. So if it's all dirty, that would be terrible. You keep doing that, you're gonna mess your camera up.
I know. That's why I was like, oh, it's starting to.
That sounds about. It's something he would do. So,
yeah, you gotta watch that. Yeah. So yeah. See, colors have changed. I don't know how to get those changed back.
I see that. I don't know what's going on with that. And that follow mute made its way further south.
It's blending into your hairstyle.
All right, where do we start? Because we have some stuff to talk about. We've pushed talking about Mandalorian. We've pushed talking about Picard right up until the very end of the series, and series finale, as Gene in the chat room so eloquently said. Series finale. I can't believe it. Not even just the season. Series. We're gonna get into that here shortly. Where do you want to start, Game God? How about the Flash?
Yes, let's do the Flash.
Hey, has Super Mario opened up in Japan yet?
No,
28th.
not yet.
28th.
I just wanted
3 days.
Yeah.
You want to see if it hits that billion mark. Yes. So the
gonna be
Flash
crazy.
trailer. Flash trailer came out, guys. I think some people say it came out 3 hours ago. Some people say it came out a couple days ago. But nevertheless, the second trailer for the Flash came out, and the first thing I'm going to say, I'm going to sum it up in one word, just one word, and that word is wow. I can tell you, I looked at this. I heard the voice.
You're still going. What happened to the one word?
The one word was wow. So I summed it up in one word. Now I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to give you the definition.
W stands for I was watching it.
Yeah, I heard the narrator, can't say that word. Speaking, and I'm saying, man, I know that voice.
No, you did.
Yes,
figure that out.
Yes. I've seen a lot of his stuff. And I'm like, who is this? And when they showed him talking, I'm like, this movie's gonna be a hit. I think this movie's gonna be a hit.
So right then, okay, so right away, if you haven't seen this trailer, you got to watch it. You got to watch the extended trailer of the Flash, because it has Michael Keaton talking in the trailer, narrating the trailer from the beginning, and yes, he is the Batman. And so when I heard that voice,
oh, we lost you, Moose.
Yeah.
Say it again. When you heard that voice,
he lost his voice.
Yeah. Yeah. You know why?
There you go.
Yeah. It wants to change things. I mean, I'm not sure why I was wanting to change things. So
hot button.
Shortcuts. Yeah, exactly. So when I heard that voice and I saw the Batman as it is, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. And I began to think, I really miss him as Batman.
You know, we talked about this lots of times of where our Batmans compare. And I think Michael Keaton has always been one or two in our conversation. And I will say this, as I watched this trailer, there's some CGI. It's obvious. But the moves that are made, I'm going, that's a Batman move. It looks so good the way they do this. It's not just a superhero move. It's a Batman move when he throws somebody down. And you get the feeling that I would love to have seen Michael Keaton do that back in that time with his original movie. But nothing's changed for me with this trailer because I'm excited to see it. Maybe it felt a little more cohesive, so that made the trailer better, but still it looks really good. And as Rob Clark said, Marvel better watch out because this looks really good. It does look better than Guardians of the Galaxy 3, actually, is what he's saying there.
Well, and Gene also puts out there that Michael Keaton is not the only one in it. Yes. So in the trailer, we also knew that Ben Affleck's in it, and he looks a little slimmer to me, but I saw him, you see him in the end briefly. Is that the only two? Will we get to see, anything else?
Surprises. I don't think that Clooney, he could be in it, I suppose. I don't see any reason why he should, though. Val Kilmer, I don't think is going to reprise. No. I mean, he could. I don't see why he should, though.
No.
So
I think it'll be just those two, and that's good enough, right? That's going to be awesome.
But you saw all the Batman suits. That was pretty cool.
I love that.
Yes.
So here's an example of a movie that's using Flashpoint or the time travel, changing everything, and it feels like in the trailer that they're doing it right. Right? It feels like it's not overly used so far.
Yeah.
It feels like there is some good to the change of the future or the past, I should say. And there's some bad that comes out of it. Because when you think about it, Marvel did it with Spider-Man, right? And we fanboyed over it because you got the three Spider-Mans, and we thought it was great. So I feel that when people go to see this movie, that's what they're going to compare it to. Like
you might be right about that. Now, but that happens sometimes though in movies that you just get the same idea. Like I think it was Lord of the Rings had an idea, and Pirates of the Caribbean had an idea. It was the same idea, and Pirates came out with it first. So Lord of the Rings said, "Uh-oh, we got to make a change because it's going to look like this is what we're doing." And specifically, if you don't know what that is, it's when they were in the moonlight, and you could see that they were, and they would get in the moonlight, and you would see that they were skeletons. They were undead. That's the same thing that Lord of the Rings had in mind with the first set, the Fellowship of the Rings, or I say Fellowship of the Rings, not that movie, but that series, Lord of the Rings. And when it came to them on the horses, when
was that Two Towers?
Aragon went to that may have been Two Towers initially.
It was Two Towers.
Yes, it was. And then so when he went inside and was talking, anyway, that was part of the deal. That was, they were going to do that same thing, but they had to change it.
I just want to point out real quick, Magic Mike, before you put your comment in. That's a true fan right there, Lord of the Rings, because he went deep on that detail there, and he almost diverted the whole podcast into a Lord of the Rings podcast.
Yeah. Almost, it was close.
He pulled us out. The gravity's pulling us in.
No, he brought us back nice and smoothly. So, with that being said, though, I mean, it's not as if Flashpoint is new, and I know you're not saying that, Moose, but all I'm saying is that when I watched this trailer and the original one, and I think I've said this before, I get the feel from the TV show and from the animation, from both perspectives, as they show the house scene, as they show him coming out of the house, and then you get some of the other things with just the whole Flashpoint animation piece, because they did that in the animation very clearly. So yeah, this is exciting to see. You feel like you're getting all of it together, and I think it's going to be smooth. I think it's going to be really good, and I'm sure it will be compared to Spider-Man. The question is will it be? Can it be as good? Only because the other people might look at Flash or look at some of the other DC movies and go, "Well, they weren't that great." But I think this is going to probably top them all.
And I love that we're making that comparison, because when we watched the Spider-Man movie, and we were like, "Oh, there's that Spider-Man," and we would get, "Oh, there's that Spider-Man." You had Daredevil popped up, and so you had all these like little cameos, and then when they were all together at the end, we were excited, right? We had all the feels, right? Yeah. I think we're gonna get that in a DC version, right?
I think so too. But is that comparison? Is it a fair comparison, considering that Spider-Man did not do that? They had the meme, here he is, look right here, is it fair that they get the nod when really the Flash did it first? I mean, if you go back,
well, that's a great point to make. I think because Spider-Man capitalized on it and made it like blockbuster first, I guess, if you want to call it that, they do get the credit. But to Magic Mike's point, you do get the feels of the show, right? Because when we saw season one is that's the house scene. That's season one of the Flash, right? And then the what do you call that? The speed barrier thing when he's going at the time force. Speed force. That's the animated series, right? So you get all these things in there, and then Batman seems like to be the glue that holds it together. I mean, you got what is that, Supergirl or Superwoman in there, and then even General Zod. I mean, like, man, I was about to say is I'm actually really excited to see what they're gonna do, because I felt like they cut him short in the movie that he was in. I felt like I think that we left a lot on the table with him, because he was only in the one, and and they did that. So I think this is like a redemption. This is like Andy Garfield from the from Spider-Man. This is his return, to do things right. It's like, so I'm looking for General Zod to do some damage here.
That would be nice. But to answer Moose's question, is it fair? Listen, it doesn't matter who did it first. It only matters who did it best. And that's what everybody's going to remember. And so we'll see when the movie comes out which one did it best. And Rob says that, he's calling for a mystery cameo, and we heard it from him first. I think we're going to get a mystery cameo. I think we probably all might have felt that. And I'm really excited to see what it could be, because it could be almost anybody, and we would be all in.
Well, listen, I think that's a remark when he said mystery cameo. That's a given. That's a given. The question is who is the mystery cameo?
I'll tell you who I think it could be.
Okay,
or one, at least one. I think it could be the Barry from the show. I think
you took it. You took no way.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I mean, should it be anybody else? Would you want? I think the better question: would you want anybody else? You know,
I'm not sure I want anyone else, but I think it could be him for sure.
Yeah,
man, I think any answer I give now just doesn't sound like it's worth it.
that's exactly right. Because that was going to be
first.
Yeah, that's why he chose to go. Moose doesn't usually pick to go first. That's why he's
that's
like,
right.
I'll tell you who I think is going to be. He had to get that out there first.
I think you're right,
Right.
Moose. I think the only person that could be is him. Anybody else would kind of feel like it'd be forced to be put in it. You know what?
Yeah.
Cyborg's going to be in it. There you go.
No, that ain't happening.
No. Unless they introduce like a Kid Flash, but I'm not.
Rob says another Batman.
I don't think another Batman. I just can't. If they do, I don't even know how they would do it. If they did it right, unfortunately, you have somebody who passed away, doing the Batman voice. But I think if they could have gotten him in there somehow, that would have been cool. But again, they did that in the series for the Flash series. So.
But I was going to say, if they try to do a third Batman, it will feel like Spider-Man at that point.
Well, but it might take away from Keaton's presence, I think.
I agree.
Reverse Flash will be there.
No.
Well,
all right, we got to get moving.
Barry will be Reverse
on the good stuff. The Witcher has a teaser trailer out. Game God, to speak to that, did you have anything to add to it?
So short and sweet, I felt like this trailer felt like it really connected to the game. It felt like the trailer was like I saw the trailer of Witcher 3 game in a movie form. So I'm excited actually for this season most of all because I felt like season 2 was a little bit of a letdown. So and I like to see what they're gonna do with season 3, and with season 3, obviously with Cavill being his last season.
Speed Force is on. Yeah.
Season 3 is Cavill's last season. I'd like to see how he goes out with it. So I did like the trailer, the 1 minute.
Yeah, it was a pretty quick one. All right. Let's talk about what we all came to talk about. We've all put off for weeks.
I don't know where the week came in, but okay.
John Wesley Shipp. Gene mentioned John Wesley Shipp. Yeah, I think he's had his cameo too, though, in the Flash series. So as his father, and so I thought that was a good nod to him. I don't think he should get a movie nod.
No, is it too much? Too much?
I think it's too much. Because they did it right by bringing him into the series, I thought. Anyway,
yeah.
All right, let's talk about it. So, where would you like to start first? All right, let's answer the question. The question right now, or should we answer the question now? Is the question?
Well, let's ask the question and see if we want to answer it.
Did it better? Which series did it better for season 3, Mandalorian or Picard?
Go ahead, Game God. I want to hear.
No,
I want to hear
Mike
what Game God said. I already gave it to you. Go for it.
Okay. All right. So before the last episode, before the very last episode.
Wait. Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
The qualifier. Go ahead.
Before the last episode, I would say
of what?
Both seasons, both episodes. Before the last episode, episodes. Okay. I would say Picard did.
And then you say the last episode of The Mandalorian, that did it for you?
Yes, I think so. I say out of the who
did
it best.
What's your opinion?
Oh my gosh, what is he thinking? There is absolutely no question in my mind who did it better. It was Picard all the way from the beginning to the end, including the last season, which not only gave you a finale, but it went beyond that. As I watched the end, I'm like, that's the end, but we still have like 20 minutes left. They go into more of a story that we just want to know as Star Trek fans. So absolutely the best was Picard. That's who did it best.
Tiebreaker.
Right. Oh, this is it right here. The tiebreaker this is a simple answer, by the way. I can't believe that Magic Mike is even right about this, but he is right. It's Picard. It's Picard. Season 3 knocked it out of the park. I mean, if there were a home run king, it was Picard season 3 between Mando. And by the way, if they would have started Picard season 3 like they did this one with season 1, we would have had a whole new season 2 and 3.
Oh my goodness.
They would have done season 1 like this. Honestly,
Moose, I would even go so far to say this is the best Star Trek season ever.
That may be true.
Better than Strange New Worlds.
Well, here's the reason why, and I'm going to break it down for you. The simple fact is that Star Trek, you brought in all the players, and by the way, they did such a great job with it. I was afraid that they were going to blow it with Data. I really was afraid. They did. So that's a good thing. But they did it so well of bringing back the players that people want to see. They could have done so much more with Q. They could have done so much more with Guinan. They could have done so much more, with these other players instead of introducing new people. Really, if they would have encompassed with the old group, it would have been that much better. And you know what? They were probably afraid to. But looking back, I bet you your last penny in this jar that we have on our screen right now, the last one that they said, we should have started this way. We should have started it this way.
No question. That's exactly what they're asking themselves or telling themselves right now. This is what we should have done. You had, like you said, you got all the people in here that you've wanted to see. And it wasn't just fanfare, because they acted so well, and it was very well written, and you got to get all the feel from everybody coming together, doing the different things. Every single episode I was ready. I was so mad. Moose and I'd be talking on the side and say, "Hey man, have you seen it yet? I gotta talk to somebody about this." I've been wanting to talk about this season so badly, because every episode I felt, wow, I remember that. Oh, I remember that. It was all coming back, and seeing these people come together.
Yeah,
you get it's just incredible.
You get Roe coming back. Like, there's just so many things that, if as Star Trek fans, when you see it, you're like, that they did that right.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this. I'm sorry, game guy. My apologies. No, I'm just excited. But we got to see, the Dominion come back, or the shapeshifter specifically. We got to see those come back. We talked about it a little bit, but then they, going into spoilers, I'm spoiling it right now. They team up with the Borg. I did not see that coming, and wow, what an amazing idea to do that, to try to get them to defeat the Federation.
So here's the thing. So I know you guys love this episode because of all the nostalgia it brings you back, and connecting the old series with the new series.
You really mean season?
But but no, the season. But yeah, it really kind of like ties up all the loose ends, I believe, in the last episode.
It does. That ties up a lot.
Yeah. So and I knew when I was watching the season, and in particularly the last episode, I'm like, oh, I know these guys are probably off their rocker on how this season was. And the season was great. You're right. If this was season 1, there'd be 5 more seasons, because fans would ask for it. But I think it is because there was only this, and you knew that this was kind of like the wrap up. You're shaking your head, but I think so. No. That's why they went above and beyond. I think that they're not going to do anything more beyond this. I don't
think they are either. But what I'm trying to say is that they should have started this way, and they would have had more stories to tell.
Correct, because it does end, to your point, Magic Mike, with like a new 7 of 9 she's a captain of her own ship now,
and they could go that direction if they really,
Well, and Q comes back into play, and he's like, "Now it's your turn to be tested."
Yeah,
talking to Picard's
correct,
son.
Correct. Yeah. So they did leave for more spin-offs, so to speak, right? So that's good. I thought one of the best things in the whole season was that they integrated the Borg in, and they did it well. It wasn't kind of like a rehash or an extension of what it was. They didn't assimilate, they evolved. Yeah. Right. And so I thought that was cool, and how they integrated that with the changelings, right? So they took separate, species, so to speak. And I don't know as much as the background as you guys do, but I felt like they took two species that on their own can have their own storyline, right? And you felt like one was gonna have the other one. Because I can tell you right now, I didn't see the Borg coming. Right. I was like, oh, this is all about the changelings, and there's gonna be some connection to something, but this is the change. Yeah. And then once they took out the girl, the captain of that ship, and I'm like, we still got 4 episodes left. What's going on here? It's like, and so I didn't see it coming. But when you saw that cube, you knew there was something not good gonna happen. So
as soon as it was revealed, or even that I had a hint that it was a Borg, or it was revealed, whichever came first, I knew right away that, oh boy. And then I started putting pieces together, and I loved it. I love putting the pieces together myself. I thought that was great.
Yeah, the way they set it up for you to be able to do that was incredible, and because just the ingenious idea to have a new way to, as Game God said, not assimilate, but yes, to assimilate other species through the transporters by using the changelings to help them with that. I mean, that's so incredible. It's such a new way and very passive way, and next thing you know, you're all Borg.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, we've been talking a lot of Star Trek. Let's talk about Mandalorian here, because Mandalorian did some epic stuff as well.
Okay,
right?
well, let's move to Mandalorian, but I want to go on record on the podcast to say Picard season 3 was certainly the best Picard out of the entire first season, second season. This season 3 is the kicker, and like to Magic Mike's point, this is a good chance of being one of the best Star Trek seasons ever, and that's saying something, because there's a lot of good TNG stuff, and to name the last one, The Last Generation, is just as terrific. I love that.
Well, you're looking at.
I loved Worf. I still love the way that they had some great puns in there that I thought that were funny. Even Riker had his own little piece, but it just made so much sense, and I'm glad they brought these people back together.
It felt right.
It felt good. Yeah.
It definitely felt good, very cohesive. But so now as we transition over to Mandalorian, right?
Transition.
So the Mandalorian, for me, I felt like they are setting up such a bigger picture here. And what I mean by that is we just had the celebration where they announced all these movies and they announced the different timelines and stuff like that. Now I'm so hyped after seeing, I was hyped before, but after seeing Mandalorian wrap up what Dave Filoni has in store. Because I can tell you right now, the way season 3 ended, I think it ended right. Now I want to specifically reference one point. You remember at the end of season, the last episode of Mandalorian, where they're at the Forge and they're initiating another foundling, I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
And Mando comes out and says he wants to make Grogu his apprentice, or whatever the word is.
Right. Way to jump to the end. Okay,
that's what he does.
Yeah. So I was waiting for Grogu to speak. I thought he was gonna say something, and the best way I thought he was gonna say was, "This is the way." And that, for me, I think they missed an opportunity. He doesn't have to say anything else. He could have said, "This is the way," and left it at that, and that would have been awesome. He didn't. I felt like that was a missed opportunity. What do you guys think?
No, I think.
Magic Mike, before you say that, just talking about National Superhero Day, not to interrupt, but April 28th is what Clark's talking about there. It is National Superhero Day.
Very nice. We should be on. We're national superheroes.
Oh, we are. So.
At least you pretend to be. Listen, I think what you're saying, Game God, is exactly what they wanted. They wanted you to expect Grogu to speak, because I expected it, and I think they said, we're going to give them just a little bit of pause and make him look like he's about to say something, and then nothing. I think they did it on purpose, and because you have to be careful about his first words. It's got to be right. And this got to be.
She just got through saying that he can't speak. So
right, yeah.
Well,
so
that's
when he finally does, it's got to be in true Yoda form. I mean, it's going to be that way because that's where he comes from. But to visit the rest of it, I loved Mando 3. Having said that, it is hard for me now that we've compared it to Picard, it really is hard for me to be really excited about it the same way that you feel, Game God, because I felt like actually at the last episode, I felt like it almost felt like, is this the end of Mandalorian? It almost felt that way, the way that we're ending it. I'm not sure if there is going to be another season.
Yeah. Hey, Alex, I see you in the chat room there. Hey, we appreciate 5 more followers. That'd be great. Bring them on.
Yes. Yeah, more nickels in the jar.
Put their name in the hat. Put their name in the jar. I felt the same way, Magic Mike. I felt like, was this the end of the Mandalorian? Was this the final season? The way that it kind of ended, and maybe the Game Guys point that they'll kind of come off of this and break off in a different, a different way, or bring up some other stories. But it did feel that way. It did feel that way. And by the way, I thought that the last episode of Mandalorian was fantastic. I thought they did a lot of good stuff there. I wish they would have done some of that stuff sooner. My one drawback to the season was the filler episode with Jack Black. I'm not saying he didn't do a great job. All I'm saying is that episode was a filler, and I was kind of with that. I just didn't understand.
Listen, you didn't like Peaches?
No, I didn't like the relevance of it. Like I just didn't get it. I don't understand.
Well, it felt like Moose, what you're saying to that one. There's been a couple episodes I feel like there was some not relevant to the whole storyline, just like they had some filler stuff. But I can tell you what, I'm excited to see Moff Gideon's helmet come out, because that Beskar armor, man, that is incredible. I mean, what do you do? Is Beskar? What are you going to do? How are you going to defeat him? I mean, they did, but how are you going to defeat him with wearing that armor?
So
that was really cool.
Giancarlo Esposito pulled that role off.
Yes,
he pulled that role off very well. Yeah. I think he grew into it as the seasons go on.
So do you think he's dead?
No, I think they killed a clone. I think there was a reason.
They didn't show him die.
No, but there's a reason why they showed the clones, and it could be because they say, he's cloning. He mentioned the clones, right. and obviously our sources are telling us this is how they explain Emperor Palpatine coming back, right? So I get all that, but I thought the bigger reason was to allow him to get killed and not get killed. So that's what I see it as. But I can tell you, I love that they made him feel like an epic bad guy. Yeah. Like he didn't go down on a one-on-one fight. It felt like if you were playing the video game, you need to call all your friends that you met along your path in the video game to come help you with that final battle. That when all three of them came out, the music changed, and all of a sudden it was like a team up superpower. Yeah. So I love that feel. I loved how the build up. I love how they destroyed the Darksaber.
That's the piece that I go, why did they do that? Why did they show that?
Yeah, well, I mean, because everything was hinging on that. I say I love that. I was shocked, first of all, that they did it. I'm like, I was like, oh, can they do that? Can they break lightsabers and stuff like that? I'm like, so what does this open the door to? But on top of that, it just showed he felt at that moment, and dare I say it had for a split second a Darth Vader in Rogue One feel.
Yes.
Right? So it was like, oh man, this guy is ultimate.
Yeah. No, and I agree, and I like the way they did it, because he didn't change. It was the Beskar armor that made him that, and so I'm glad they didn't go from him being who he was in the first couple of seasons to being all of a sudden he's some unstoppable guy. It was no, this is what he did to get that way, and so you could see that building up. But here's what I didn't like about the destroying the Darksaber. He wanted it. He's been wanting this Darksaber, and then now he's going to destroy it. I think it belongs with him. He should have the Darksaber, especially now with that armor on. It doesn't belong anywhere else, because they could take him, as you said, he's like Darth Vader, and you need that
why
Darksaber.
Why do they take bad guys? And a lot of places do this. A lot of movies, a lot of shows, they have a bad guy that is an ultimate bad guy. And then they don't keep him around. You kill him, and it's like, that's not the thing to do with a bad guy. The Joker never dies versus Batman. Like you keep him. You just keep him, and you put him in your back. But you have ways that he gets out, and you bring him back, and then you have ways he gets out, and then you bring him back again. And trust me, you think, it's an old hat, but I'm watching anyway. Like you know what to expect, but you watch anyway.
Well, the reason why you also watch is because he played a great bad guy. Like
great bad guy,
when his plot and his strategic, who's going to bring in Admiral Thrawn, right? It should be him. Yeah, it should be him. Yes. And then you can see that if it's him, then the point where he's like, well, I want to be the main guy. So him and Admiral Thrawn get.
Yeah. So now you have a battle between evil people. Right, good bad guys. I mean, I think bad guys, two bad guys that are really tough against each other. And you know what? Maybe neither one of them win.
Correct.
Yeah, one wins, the other one goes home, but comes back later and says,
exactly.
Hey, now I want to. Let's go at it again. I mean, this
rematch. Yes.
Yeah. This is what happened. Anyway, so I don't like it when they lose bad guys that I think that are good. That can be good and can be antagonists for a long time to come.
Yeah, and I really like, specifically speaking to the last episode, the way Mandalorian fought in this one. He looked like a true Mandalorian. We haven't seen that in a long time,
Right.
since the beginning. And so watching him move and do the things that he would do as a Mandalorian was really great. I wish they'd have done more of that because it felt like this season was a lead up to the last episode, and I wish they hadn't have done it that way. I wish he would have been more of the true Mandalorian, but it felt like it was a lot of searching and doing these different things. And here's the end game. I wanted to see some more early on,
Well,
but I loved it, but just not what I wanted.
Well, first of all, let's say that Grogu's force save against the fire was cool.
That was awesome.
Absolutely.
Like that's great. I love to see that. The other thing that I love to see was they didn't show the mythosaur fully, and I don't need to see him fully. Show me that he's there. Let's be done with it. Grogu knows that he's there. He's like, hey, guess what? I know you're there. And then so like those are the
give him the head nod.
Yeah, like I'm awake, like I got you. And then but those are the things that I think that are great because I like mystery. You don't have to explain every little thing. And I told you guys this years ago. I don't need to know how Han and Chewie met. Like I don't need to know. Like just let some things be a mystery.
Back in 2019.
I'm just saying, but this is the same thing. Like the mythosaur, let it be a mystery. We know where he's at. We know they're still alive. He's there. Leave it alone. Now it's time to let it go and just keep on trucking,
So if I'm going to go the route that you guys say, and you all had one kind of thing that you wish you would change or whatever, I wish I'd got to see the Red Guard, whatever their name is. I wish we got to see more of how they actually, because those are some bad dudes.
Yeah,
them dudes are pretty epic, and for them to kind of go after Grogu, and Grogu kind of, I mean, let's call it what it is. He kind of clowns them, he makes them seem kind of silly.
Yeah.
I wish that they were able to showcase that here's the reason why people fear them, right? Here's the reason why they're the elite guard. And I don't think you get that feel with them fighting Grogu. And I wanted more of them, right? I didn't get enough of them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can see where you're coming from that. But the fact that it was rare is what made it really cool to me. Because when they did come out, you're like, oh boy, here we go. And they did show what they could do when they were fighting. And I forget the other Mandalorian's name. The father, the bigger one.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. Big machine.
Yeah, but they fought him. You could see that they got to showcase their skill. And when you're saying that, Grogu clowned him, he's been training with Luke and Mandalorian, so he's going to have some skills there. If it was Luke there, it would have been no contest anyway. And so he had the Force with him. And so seeing them what they did with who they did it with, I was perfectly fine with that because when they came out, you felt it. And I didn't want to go, oh yeah, I've seen them already 3 or 4 times. I was glad they did what they did with them.
Yeah.
So are you guys happy with the result? I mean, you say
I'm happy with the result.
Yeah.
I wish they would have done a couple things different. Like I said, there were some things that I was very happy with that they didn't explore, which I was much happier with leaving a mystery. But there were other things that I thought that the fillers, I just thought they didn't mean much. I would have liked to have seen more of the squid people. Like show me, like
people.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
The special effects in the series look movie quality. I think each season that the Mandalorian comes, they look like they up it up even more. And when you see the stormtroopers on the jetpacks, I'm like, this is epic, fighting in the air. I thought that was
great.
Cool.
The jetpack fight. Great. So
I would say, with the exception of the last episode, and not that the rest of it wasn't good, but the exception of the last episode, it almost felt like the Boba Fett season, in which we kind of had some ups and downs, some fillers, and we still loved it. It was great, but it just wasn't what we had in the Mandalorian before.
I want you to think about this. Can you think about this? Mando started when Mando first started the first season, episode 1, and he enters the cantina. Like what those feels that you got for Mando, then I still want to feel that. I still want to see him be, I don't want to say a ruthless guy, because obviously he's changed a little bit. You see that. Haven't seen the end of the program, the last season 3. Going to the rebels saying, I want to work for you guys. kind of thing. But he was he would do it whatever it took to get the job done, and he was taking out bad guys. And I just still like to see that. I still like to see him, his skill. To Mike's point, we haven't seen him fight like that, in a while. I don't want to give that up.
He's softened up. Is that what
That's
you're trying to
say? I just think that with a lot of the things, and I think it's probably right that he doesn't have the dark saber. Like I want to see his weapons that he uses. Everything the Mandalorians use for their armor and their weapons. I want to still see that.
Got you. I agree with you. Like kind of when you saw him the first time you saw him, flamethrower, rocket packs, all that stuff.
Yeah, the grapple, and I'll pull you under a door and take you out. Like, I don't want to lose that. If it's a bad guy, it's bad guy. Guess what? You're about to pay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoyed Mandalorian, of course. And I love the ending. I thought the ending was good. I say the ending, that last episode, but I want more. I don't know how much more, but if they don't give me any more, I'd be okay with that too, by the way.
So the question started, who did it best, right? Who did it better? So let's use Rotten Tomatoes audience score as the end all be all.
I don't think it's going to be even close. I think it's going to be exactly what Magic Mike and I said.
Okay, so Picard has an audience score of 91. All right, that's a strong score.
That's a little low.
That's a little low, but keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, so that's
Picard,
that's
Picard season 3 or Picard
season 3,
okay.
season 3, just
right.
season 3, 91.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that's respectful. Mandalorian, man, you guys ain't ready for this. They came in at a 50. So so the audience gave it a 50. So so you guys were right. Picard, according to the audience, the Picard did it best. And in the tomato meter, it was still Picard. And Picard was 98 versus the 86 on Mandalorian. So
yeah, and that's I think 50 is a little low for Mandalorian. But having said that, I think that don't introduce.
It was that one episode.
I don't know. But I just thought that the one episode was it just didn't speak to me as Star Wars at all. I didn't like it.
It was like, hey, Mandalorian is really doing his thing. I want a cameo now.
3 stars. And you didn't even talk about Doc Brown being.
I know. I wanted to, and so I did love his role in it. I gotta tell you,
was good. Yeah,
I did.
It's the other two characters that I go feels out of place.
Well, they had no relevance to the story, so to speak.
His did. His actually did.
Yes, and he played it great. He listen. We joke around, but Christopher Lloyd is 97 years old. I want you to know that. And at 97, he still puts up a performance. I'd go and see him.
Man, he looks good.
Yeah, 97 is great. He did great. But he didn't. For a second, I was waiting for him to say, "Great Scott."
Yeah, I would say that. I think that would be great. I don't know why they didn't put it in.
But it was a great episode. I mean, if it was any episode to do, it would be that one.
The lady in the box joins us after only taking some time off. She's been on vacation, evidently, for a few months. Yeah, I think if you'd have said "Great Scott," I thought that would have been awesome. I don't know.
That would have made that episode all that much better.
Or worse. Yeah, I don't know which one. I would have liked it, but then I would have said, "Why did they make him say that?"
They shouldn't have done that. We'd be saying that.
Yeah, if he would have called somebody by the name of Marty in there.
Hey, one of the guys on the boards. Hey, Marty, press the button. Listen, we could have made that episode better. I'll tell you. If you're gonna make it an episode with stars in it that have nothing to do with it, then you might as well go all out. You might as well go all out. You know. I would have expected Jack Black to go into song because he always does that. And,
I would love to have seen Mando on a hoverboard. So
if you don't notice, like the Bowser song is like off the charts right now.
Oh my gosh!
From Super Mario that he does. Spoiler alert! If you didn't know, he was the voice to Bowser.
This season. I say this part of the last 3-4 months of these shows, right, was the best TV we've had in a long time from more than one show. Right, you had 2 shows that made you want to go, oh man, I can't wait for the next episode. I can't wait. So you had 2 shows that done that. Now that they're both over, I feel like I'm missing something in my life.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
what's going on, man? I got nothing to watch. So
See, even
Oh my gosh.
See,
oh man,
So-
what is that?
that's the thing. So that's the thing. So did they call up and go, hey, we want to be in Star Wars? And they said, okay, let's figure out a way to working it in. And then that was the reason why.
Oh,
Maybe.
absolutely. I believe that
by the way,
totally.
I would have played the same role.
I was going to say, you know how many people have written into Star Wars or written into, to them and say, hey, listen, we want to be in it. So just because,
Coach, put me in.
Listen, I think you look like Jack Black. As a matter of fact, you sure you wasn't in the episode?
First of all, I just lost my oxygen out of my brain because you said that.
Go ahead, say peaches. Go ahead. Let's hear you say peaches. Go ahead.
just say it like 2 or 3 times back to back. Two or 3 times back to back.
Act like you're playing the piano when you do it too.
Yeah. And make it in the sing-song form.
I can listen. So needless to say, love that. I don't know what we're gonna do. Shadow and Bones is coming up. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to I
think we take 2 weeks.
Everything's gonna feel like a letdown.
It will be. Hey, did you see that show? Nah, wasn't worth it.
Yeah. I saw the first 5 minutes.
You know what? For fun, as you know, this happens every podcast. Each podcast has to come to an end, and this is the end of the podcast. But let's pick a winner. Who do you think won? Quickly.
It's gonna be Rob Clark.
What do you say, Mr. Mike?
Lady in the Box.
Lady in the Box. Here we go. Pick a winner.
There is no way. This
is rigged. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us. We got to give away something next time. I don't know what we're going to give away, but join us, comment, so we can give you something.
I was just leaving. Nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert, nerd alert.
You've been listening to Podcast for Sci-Fi with Moose, Game God, and Magic Mike. Nerds have more fun. If it's anything sci-fi, we're talking about it. We had fun, and we hope you did too. We have to split, but we'll be back soon. In the meantime, hit us up at podcast4sci-fi.com. This is Podcast for Sci-Fi, where all things sci-fi come to life. Come to life.